Meet Greg Cannom, the makeup genius behind some of cinema's most iconic faces. With 5 Oscars and over 120 films, his story is as wild as the characters he created. But what's the real tale behind his magic? Cannom started in the gritty world of horror and sci-fi. In the 80s, he crafted chilling looks for Cocoon and the Nightmare series, making monsters feel real. His knack for detail caught eyes fast, and soon, he was shaping the faces of entire franchises. But that was just the warm-up. By the 90s, Cannom was a blockbuster king. He transformed sets for Titanic and Hook, proving he could handle any genre. His work wasn't just makeup, it was storytelling. And what happened next would cement his name in history. That decade, Cannom snagged 2 Oscars. For Bram Stoker's Dracula, he made vampires terrifyingly lifelike. Then, he turned Robin Williams into Mrs. Doubtfire, blending comedy with heart. Each project pushed boundaries, showing he wasn't just following trends, he was setting them. But there was more to come. In the 2000s, Cannom's work got even bolder. For The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, he reversed aging so convincingly, he won another Oscar. He also pioneered a new silicone mask material, earning a rare technical merit award. His innovations weren't just art, they changed how films were made. But not every project was smooth sailing. Cannom's work on The Passion of the Christ sparked heated debate. Some called his hyperrealistic wounds genius, others said they went too far. The controversy only proved his power to move audiences. And then, things got quiet. Lately, fans have buzzed about Cannom's low profile. Rumors swirl. Has he retired? Or is he planning something big? No one knows for sure, but his absence has sparked curiosity. Here's what's being said. His legacy is undeniable. From horror to Hollywood, Cannom reshaped cinema. His work lives in every iconic face we still talk about. Johnny Rodriguez, a Mexican-American star who took Nashville by storm, had it all: chart-topping hits, raw talent, and a story that could fill a movie. But his life wasn't just about music. It was a wild ride of triumphs, scandals, and comebacks. So, what happened to this trailblazer? Growing up near the Mexican border with 8 siblings, Johnny got his first guitar at 7 from his brother Andres. That gift sparked a love for country music. By 16, he was fronting his own band, blending Tex-Mex vibes with classic country. His raw talent was undeniable, but his youth wasn't all smooth. A few run-ins with the law landed him in jail for minor offenses. That could have been the end, but fate had other plans. While locked up, a prison officer heard Johnny sing and saw star potential. By 1970, he was out and working at Alamo Village, an amusement park where he performed in Western shows and sang for tourists. One day, country legend Tom T. Hall caught his act. Impressed by the young singer's voice and charm, Hall invited him to Nashville. With a few bucks and big dreams, Johnny made the leap. But that wasn't the whole story. In Nashville, Johnny joined Hall's band and signed with Mercury Records. His debut single, Pass Me By, hit the top 10 in 1972. A year later, he scored 3 #1 hits, earning the Academy of Country Music's Most Promising Artist Award. Fans loved his smooth voice and unique style, but trouble was brewing. By the early 1980s, drugs took hold. Cocaine addiction derailed his career, tanked his marriage, and left his chart success in the dust. In 1984, Johnny fought back. He got clean and clawed his way back to the charts. For a moment, it looked like he'd reclaimed his throne. But addiction doesn't let go easily. Another relapse sent him spiraling, and years passed before he'd resurface. Then, something shocking happened that would change how people saw him. In 1998, Johnny faced a nightmare. At his Texas home, he mistook a friend for a burglar and fired a shot, fatally wounding him. The court ruled it self-defense, clearing him of charges, but the incident left a mark. Fans debated, was it a tragic mistake, or a sign of deeper troubles? Whispers about his past grew louder. Despite the drama, Johnny never gave up. He staged another comeback in 1993, releasing new music and reminding fans of his talent. Today, some say he's a forgotten pioneer, with posts on X speculating that his legal woes and personal battles overshadowed his contributions. Did Nashville turn its back on a legend, or did Johnny's choices dim his star? Simon Mann's life reads like a thriller, packed with secrets, scandals, and unanswered questions. Worn into wealth, he carved a path through some of the world's most dangerous shadows. Let's dive into the story of a soldier-turned-mercenary, whose ambitions shook nations. Mann's story starts in privilege. Raised in England, he attended Eton College, rubbing shoulders with the elite, before entering Sandhurst Military Academy. From there, he joined the Scots Guards and later the Special Air Service, the SAS, where he honed his skills in covert operations. By his mid-20s, Mann was a standout, serving in Germany and later re-enlisting for the Gulf War. But the rigid structure of military life wasn't enough. He craved something bigger. And what came next would set him on a wild new course. In the early 1990s, Mann left the SAS and co-founded Executive Outcomes, a private mercenary outfit. Alongside Sandline International, this group took on gritty conflicts in Angola and Sierra Leone. Their work was brutal but effective. Civil wars in both countries ended swiftly, thanks to Mann's mercenaries. For a while, he was a hero in the shadows, raking in millions. But the spotlight wasn't always kind, and trouble was brewing. Enter the Sandline affair. In 1997, Papua New Guinea hired Sandline to crush a rebellion on Bougainville Island. It was a bold move, but it backfired spectacularly. The operation never launched. Papua New Guinea's own army arrested Mann's team, holding them until a ransom was paid. The scandal made global headlines, painting Mann as a reckless warlord. Rumors swirled about his motives and backers. But that wasn't the whole story. Fast forward to March 7, 2004. Mann's Boeing 727 touched down in Harare, Zimbabwe, loaded with his crew. Security forces stormed the plane, seizing weapons worth €150,000. Mann and 69 others were arrested, accused of plotting a coup in Equatorial Guinea. He claimed the gear was for protecting Congo's diamond mines, but the evidence said otherwise. 8 mercenaries were nabbed in Equatorial Guinea on similar charges. The plot was unraveling, and Mann was at its heart. What came next would shock everyone. In Zimbabwe, Mann faced trial. On August 27, 2004, he was convicted of trying to buy weapons for a coup, landing a 7-year sentence, later cut to 4. Most of his crew got lighter immigration charges, but the fallout was massive. Mark Thatcher, son of Britain's former PM, admitted to bankrolling the scheme, fueling speculation of deeper political ties. Sandline shut down that April, and Executive Outcomes had already folded years earlier. Reports claimed governments had turned their backs on Mann's operations, but some whispered bigger players were still in the shadows. Beyond the scandals, Mann's life had odd twists. In 2002, he played a colonel in Bloody Sunday, a film about the 1972 Northern Irish tragedy. It was his only acting gig, a strange detour for a man of action. After prison, he faded from view, but online buzz keeps his story alive. Fans and skeptics alike speculate about what he's doing now and who else was behind that coup plot. Simon Mann's legacy is a tangle of bravery, greed, and betrayal. From elite soldier to mercenary king to convicted plotter, he lived on the edge. But here's the lingering question. Was man a rogue operator, or just a pawn in a game we still don't fully understand? Let us know what you think below. David Souter, a small-town lawyer from New Hampshire, seemed like an unlikely candidate for controversy. But his story is far from ordinary, and what he did changed America forever. Let's dive in. Souter started as a humble attorney in Concord, New Hampshire, back in the 1960s. By 1968, he was prosecuting criminals for the state, and his sharp legal mind caught attention. He climbed fast, becoming Attorney General by 1976, and a state judge soon after. To everyone around him, Souter was just a quiet, hard-working guy with a knack for law. But something bigger was coming. In 1990, President George H.W. Bush needed a Supreme Court justice to replace the retiring William Brennan. Enter Souter, a federal appeals judge for barely a year. Whispers swirled that his old friend, Senator Warren Rudman, pulled strings to get him the gig. The Senate confirmed him 90-9, expecting a reliable conservative. But Souter had other plans, and nobody saw it coming. The press dubbed him the stealth justice, because his record was so uncontroversial it was almost invisible. No major rulings, no scandals, just a blank slate. That mystery made him intriguing, but it also hid the bold moves he'd make. For years, Souter stayed under the radar, quietly shaping the court. Then, everything changed. In 2003, Souter dropped a bombshell. He wrote the majority opinion in a 6-3 ruling that struck down sodomy laws across America. This decision, in Lawrence versus Texas, was a massive win for LGBTQ+ rights, celebrated as a cultural turning point. But for conservatives who backed his nomination, it was a betrayal. How did their guy end up here? The answer lies in what happened next. Souter's votes started drifting left, frustrating the right and drawing comparisons to Justice Harry Blackmun, who'd done the same decades earlier. Conservatives felt burned, and his unpredictable streak sparked a new era of cutthroat scrutiny for judicial nominees. Reports claim Souter's shift wasn't just ideological, it was personal. But what drove it? That's where the story gets murky. In 2009, at just 69, Souter stunned everyone by retiring. Rumors flew. Was he tired of the court's battles? Or was there more to his exit? His departure let President Obama appoint Sonia Sotomayor, cementing Souter's role in a liberal shift. Fans speculated he stepped down to shape the court's future, but he never said a word. And that wasn't the only mystery. Souter, a lifelong bachelor, kept his personal life locked tight. He loved mountaineering and jogging, but even that wasn't drama-free. In 2004, 14s tried to rob him while he was running in D.C. Souter fought them off, walking away with minor bruises. The incident fueled buzz about his toughness and his secretive life. What else was he hiding? David Souter went from a quiet lawyer to a justice who rewrote history.